Well, hello farming friends, and welcome back to another edition of Farming Simulator 2015 with me, your old buddy, Mr. Moose. Hey, so we are back on Manchester today, and as you can tell, we are on the beef and pig, or the beef section of the farm. And today we are going to pick up where we left off on Saturday, I guess it was, when we put the greenhouse back there into place. We've got to actually get it up and running today. So that's what we're going to be doing in this video, is getting it complete and set up, and going over some things that we're going to be doing in the near future on the farm. So hope you guys enjoyed the video today. Don't forget that if you want to get a copy of Manchester, remember it is on American Eagles Modding's website. And also I'll go ahead and start telling everybody in the beginning of the map now that if you do download Manchester and you try to install it and it does not show up in your Giants game, you did not rename the file Manchester blah 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 and shorten it down to Manchester. The file name is too long, or it has some weird characters in it that makes it mess up in the game, and so therefore that's the reason you're not seeing it in the game. So I'll just go ahead and get that right out there before anybody goes ahead and sends me a note, can't get that game to load. Alright, so what do we need over here for the greenhouse? Now, if you haven't seen this greenhouse before, it makes lettuce. It uses 4 elements to make it work. You've got a generator that runs the system, so you need a little gas for that. You need water, fertilizer, and then seeds to make everything grow. So we need to be able to put all of that stuff in there. Now, one of the keys to this and one of the tricks to it is, I mean, this is easy. You can put water in it, you can put fertilizer in. You just need something that is tippable to put the water and the fertilizer in. Now, you can't bring over just anything to put fertilizer in. You got to have something that is tippable. And that is the same thing with this right here with the seeds. You have to have a trailer that is tippable to pour the seeds into this, or you have to be able to use a front loader or something to put the seeds into here. Now, if you don't have that on the farm, you're gonna have to do a little workaround for it. Now, what do I mean by that? Manchester does not have a place to get bulk seed, nor does most maps in the game, unless you use a placeable like Rosenthaler's seed and fertilizer add-on, where he's got the little shed that you put manure and weed in, and it makes up the fertilizer and the seed. Unless you use something like that, you're not going to have bulk seed where you can get it. Now, if you're playing on a map like Bandicow that has it, where you go to a sell point and you buy seed in bulk, then you are going to have it and you'll be able to get it from there. But you just got to know whether you have that on your map. If you don't, if you just have like the stock seed pallets that you pull up to and you fill up your seeder with that on the farm, then you're not going to be able to fill up a trailer with seed and get that in. So today I'm going to show you how to work around that and how to make this work. So that's what we're going to be doing. So during the video today, you're probably going to hear some new sounds, like the tire whine that is in this tractor. There's some clanking periodically. When I did the live stream with Recon and Banky on Sunday, because Recon was hosting it, I had to put in all of Recon's mods, and apparently Recon had some issues over the weekend or during the week, and with his mods, and ended up downloading all of Landy Kid's mods. And so in that, he had the trailer sound effect package. So in order for me to be able to play with him, I had to download it, and I just left it in. I'm not going to worry about it, though I might eventually take it out because some of it is a little annoying. I haven't decided whether I love it or hate it. Anyways, so we got to get a few things off of the farm over here to get started with. And the first thing is we're going to tackle the seed right off the bat. Now, you guys may remember when I was planting potatoes, I purchased a seed trailer so you could have a field side container of seed. So we're going to grab that. We're going to haul that over to the beef farm. And we're going to be using that today to help us out with our little dilemma of how to get seed into the lettuce situation. So we'll pull back around here. And we are going to grab this trailer right here and take it over to the farm. So turn around so I can back up here. In the live stream for Sunday, I mentioned that I was having some issues with drive control. I've come to narrow it down. It's only certain mods that I have issues with. It is not necessarily all of them. Like this one works just fine. And I think what it is, it's something to do with mods where I went and held the space bar down to disable the shuttle mode. I think those are the mods that I'm having. Those are the vehicles that I'm having issues with the brake not working and it going into dual pedal. I guess I can't get them out of that, which is annoying because I want to get them out of it so I can have the brake. So trying to figure that out still. And I think I'm gonna look and see if there's an update to drive control. Hopefully there is. Alright, so we'll haul this trailer back over to the farm and we will utilize it. So I struggled with the dilemma of moving everything on over to the beef farm and to shorten up the amount of time that I have to drive. But again, I take that stance that I guess you guys should see everything that's involved. I like for you guys to see how much effort goes into doing some of this stuff instead of just showing, oh, here we are on the farm and here's all the equipment you need to do and blah blah blah, and not realize that there was an hour of setup involved just to get that 10 minutes of footage, you know. So yeah, we're just gonna do it all for legits and talk about some things that are going on and make it happen. And I just rolled a stop sign, but that's okay. I do it every time there's no traffic. Let's see. So we'll haul this over here. We'll get it into place. What do we need to do on this farm now? To catch you guys up to where we are at, because it might have gotten a little lost doing the whole Giants editor thing. I actually had to fast track through a day. So we are now on, I think it's day 2 or 3. We're on day 3 now of planting. Yeah, we're on day 3 of planting. So we have not tended to the fields since we entered day 3. So I still have to go do some spraying and some stuff like that. But for right now, we're here where we're at, and we're going to take care of this, and then we'll tend to the rest of the fields and things that we need to take care of. So I've got this seed trailer and I need to put it into place. So I'm just going to take it and basically I'm going to back it up and put it right here next to the seeds so that we can get seed off of it here in just a little bit. And I'll go ahead and set that up to refill so it'll be full of seeds. And I'm going to drop that off of the tractor and let it do its thing while I go do some other stuff. Off to the races we go. So I'm going to have to purchase a few pieces of equipment here on this particular thing because I do need a way to haul fertilizer in bulk over to the lettuce greenhouse. And the only way I know to do that is to purchase a trailer to do that. We will also have to have a way to haul gasoline over to the greenhouse, and so that means we'll have to get a second container to haul it over with. Now, you're probably thinking, hey, Moose, don't you have a gas trailer already on the map? I do. I have the stock in-game gas trailer. And again, like I said, you have to have trailers that are tippable, meaning that when they hit a trigger point, you can hit the Q button and they will unload. The stock in-game gas trailer does not do that. If you think about it, you fill up the trailer and then you actually pull it, place it, and then a vehicle comes up next to it. You hit your R button and it refills off of the trailer. You don't actually use the trailer to refill the vehicle. So with that in mind, if I do anything, if I try to refill with it, it will not refill the greenhouse. So I'm going to have a separate fuel trailer for that. I might be able to get away with the water trailer that we currently have. I do not know. I haven't tried it yet, but we will try it in a little bit just to see if it works. Alright, so this trailer up. This is that Krone Insulin trailer modified for UPK. It works really good for this because it will actually pull the seed into it. You have to have a trailer also that will hold seed. The stock in-game trailers will not do it because they are set up just to hold fruit. They're not set up to haul seed, fertilizer, things of that nature. But again, you have to be able to get the seed into it to be able to use it. And that's where the overloader trailer that we have is going to come in handy. You'll also notice as we drive by our orange trees, we are on a new day, so our fruit is ready to be harvested. So we need to drive through there, harvest the fruit as well. So we got a lot to do now that we have moved forward in time on the map. We got to get the lettuce greenhouse running. Then we need to spray the fields. Then we need to get the fruit out of the trees before we can even move on to day 4 or 3. I'm not really sure. I think we're on 3, moving to 4. So alright, so we're gonna run over here and we got to do a little trailer swapping again. This is the one thing I don't like about this trailer, is I can't put it into overloader mode and just be done with it. I actually have to drop this tractor, pull up here, back up onto it, and then we'll hook it back up and put the pipe out to unload it. So, oops, went a little too far. Alright, so if I open up my help menu, you will notice that on this I can put it into overload mode, and let me switch to the implement itself. Well, I am on the trailer. What button is it to? Let's see, it tells me that start overloading. There we go. It is overloading now. So it was my Y button, or I guess that's O button on the keyboard. Keyboard O and Y. This is those, oh man, I don't even remember the name of this. Eager Beaver trailer. Alright, so you notice our trailer is now full of sacks of seed. I can disconnect from the trailer because I don't need it right now. Pull forward and grab the Krone Insulin trailer. Get rid of that so it's not in my way. Too many controllers. Alright, hook that up and then we'll head on over and we'll dump this load. So now that I have a nice little trailer full of bags of seed, I take those over here to the greenhouse. We'll pull up next to the little trough here, and as soon as we get our trigger point, we'll dump the seed into the trigger. There we go. So that comes out and fills up all the seed, and we are good to go. There we are. And of course, I have extra seed left over. So for now, I will pull over here and just drop this trailer right here out of the way. And back to the farm we go. I'm not really sure about the water trailer. That's the only thing I haven't done because I didn't test that when I did the when I first messed with the lettuce greenhouse and I used it on My Big Country. I did not test out that water trailer with it because I knew I had to get all the coat trailers anyways for the gas and the fertilizer, so I never did pick up a I just went ahead and picked up a water trailer as well, and I used all three of those. But I'm not sure. I might be able to use the Zunhammer trailer to fill it up. We will give it a shot and we'll see if that works. I lost my beacons again. I wonder why. So I'm really digging G27 now. I find that I've got all my buttons the way I like them now. Now I'm just starting to memory-wise remember where I put everything on the G27 and have everything mapped out. That's the biggest thing, is just remembering where everything is. This steering wheel has been awesome investment, and man, it just shined yesterday. As many of y'all know, Spin Tires has an update, and is basically they've made some tweaks to it, and right now you don't really see the benefits of it other than some little things that they did in the game tweak wise to change the way the mud is and in a way things react a little bit. But one of the big things that is coming is they've now got a Steam Workshop, which gives full implemented mod support to the game, so people can make custom maps, custom mods for it, and it's going to be really cool. And that's the reason most everybody's really excited about this update with Spin Tires, is it gives you mod support for single player and multiplayer games. And that's really been what Recon, Landy, and Deputy P have been waiting on to play the game. The reason I haven't been able to get them to do multiplayer on is because they've played so much of the game previously that they didn't want to do it again, and I was kind of late to the game getting Spin Tires, so I haven't been able to get them to do multiplayer with me. Deputy P and I did it a little bit one evening, and we had a lot of fun on Coast, but they've been a little hesitant to play it until now this patch, and now you see Landy is playing quite a bit of it. Well, anyways, when I first started playing it, all I had was my game controller, and so I was playing with my PS3 controller, and it was a fun game, and it was really cool. So I jumped into it Friday night when the update came. Apparently they updated it while I was doing the live stream Friday night, and when I got out of the live stream, I immediately jumped into Spin Tires when I found out that it had been updated. And lo and behold, I checked something out in the menu and it said, steering wheel. I'd never thought about the G27 for it, because before I played with the gamepad. And when I realized I could incorporate the G27 into the game, I, of course, immediately hooked it up, and oh my gosh, it's amazing. The force feedback in that game is so killer. I mean, it's just like in life. If you're driving off-road and your front wheels get caught in a rut and you're trying to steer the the truck, let's say, to the left, but the rut wants to take you to the right, yeah, it does its own thing, man, and it is awesome. I just had such a blast messing around with that over the weekend, and so really, really, really looking forward to Spin Tires and doing some stuff on that. My dilemma with Spin Tires is how do I do content for you guys and make it something that you guys can watch on a regular basis, because if you've ever played the game, it's if you play the now if you're just driving around and playing and sandboxing, it's no big deal because you can do whatever you want. And when some mods come out and some new maps come out, like I've seen some video of some guys doing like rock climbing in there. When stuff like that comes out and is available, look at there, the Zune Hammer does work with it. So these tanks hold about 10,000 liters of liquid, so keep that in mind. But anyways, when it comes out and when that stuff comes out, it'll be fine. But if you're playing the regular game and you're playing all the different achievements and everything, it can be challenging to do a video on it, because like some of those maps take forever just to do the basics in them. So I'm just gonna park this water tank right here instead of hauling it back, because I don't know if I'll need it for here before I need it there. You know what I mean? And that twisted up on me. So I'm just going to park it right here next to the water tank and leave it right there. So we'll just disconnect it right there. Alright, so now all I need is a fuel tanker and I need a fertilizer tanker. So we need to jump into the store, and I am going to buy those. And I'm going to use the under slurry tanks. These are those Coat Universals that I've had for a while now. There's two different sizes in here. There's a 22,000 and a 30,000. The 30,000 comes in two styles. It comes in a tow behind with a tongue on it for doing tractors and trucks and things, and then there's the fifth wheel for using with a semi. So we're just going to buy the small one because I don't need a big one, and I'm going to end up buying it twice. I'm going to do a red version of it for the gas, and then I'm going to do a silver version for the fertilizer. So we'll grab the gas version in bright red, and I will grab a silver version for the fertilizer. And then we'll have those delivered to the farm so that we don't have to go all the way to the store to get them, which isn't that much further, but you guys have seen me drive around the map enough already tonight or today to have to suffer through that. You may notice I'm recording this at 3 o'clock in the morning, which again, to all the people who ask me, hey, can I play with you on Farm Sim? Again, I don't keep consistent hours on when I record my videos and things of that nature, so it would be hard for us to get together, and you can see now why I say that. Like I said, it's 3 a.m. and I'm recording this, so I get it done when I have time to do it. But yeah, I really look forward to Spin Tires. It's fun. Recon and I played for quite a bit on Sunday, and we had some fun with it. They seem to have messed up the tires a little bit on some cinches, because he and I both had the exact same trucks. He had the highway tires on and I had the mudders on mine, and his truck ran so much better than mine did. He's like, yeah, I'm in third gear, no diff lock, no all-wheel drive. I'm like, dude, I can't move unless I don't put it into full diff lock, all-wheel drive, and I can't get out of first gear. And it was crazy. how much better his truck would run than mine. I guess because my truck was floating more on the mud and his was digging in and cutting through it a little bit better. Alright, so head over here to the farm. We'll pick up our new trailers. And then we will get to doing our thing. Alright, so we'll take fertilizer first. Man, playing spin tires yesterday too. Here's the cool thing about it is everything works in it. So you've got to, if you play that game with a controller or the keyboard, mouse, you're just banging keys and you have an automatic transmission and it does its thing. If you play it with the steering wheel, everything works. You got a clutch, you got a, clutch, brake, accelerator. The gearbox works in it, so you got to shift around and manually shift your gears. If you don't just press the clutch and try to shift, it does damage to the vehicle. If you don't let off the gas when you engage the clutch and shift, you'll do damage to the vehicle. It's really nice. They really got that figured out. And so doing it and playing it and getting used to doing so much shifting and changing gears in it, when I come back into Farm Sim, I keep wanting to shift gears every time when I do touch the gear shift lever. I keep wanting to run it into first gear or run it into reverse, and I realize, oh wait a minute, I've got this set up so it's just forward and reverse on it. So So to fill this up, we just take it over to the fertilizer barrel over here, and we'll pull it over and we'll fertilize it with good old NPK. Which I have to tell you, I wasn't really sure whether this lettuce greenhouse would work with the soil mod. So I did do a test run to see if the fertilizer would go into there, because I wasn't really sure, because you do have different types of fertilizer, and I think the greenhouse came out before people put the soil mod in, so I wasn't really sure, but it works just fine with it. So you just put the NPK in there, and everything will be great. Everything will be happy. Alright, pull on around here. Now I'm not really sure where I'm going to keep the trailers at yet. I haven't completely decided. Might end up putting them behind the grass place, but for now I'm just going to set them right next to each container once I fill them up. I thought about putting them back at the back side of the lettuce greenhouse, just out of the way. I'm still not real sure on exactly where they need to go, but I'll get it all figured out. Alright, just back this until you hit the trigger point. There we go. And we will offload that. Now if you want to know how much fertilizer or how much everything else you have to have, you just come over here to this little control panel, and if we hit the help button, it will come up and we'll see how much fertilizer is going in, how much seed we have in. You can see your productivity or whatever. So our diesel is still empty, and yeah, it's telling us it's not running because the diesel's not empty. That's our last thing that we have to put in. Once we put the diesel in, this thing will actually start growing. It's a pretty cool animation too, the way they got it set up. Alright. Good, good, good. Alright. Oop, don't run into it. Dum-dum. Alright. So I just want to back this trailer right into here. And then we will drop that trailer there. Leave that. And we will head back to the farm for our last pickup. And that's going to be our diesel trailer. I really wish the regular fuel trailer in game would work with this, since I already have one. Plus, you know, this other one's really big, and if I remember, you don't need that much diesel. You only need like a splash of diesel to run it. So a 22,000 liter trailer load of diesel is really sort of ridiculous for this thing, but I mean, I think that's what I recall. If I recall right, it does not take a whole lot. So with the lettuce situation now in, the things I'm going to need to do is, one, I'm going to need to make sure I have a greenhouse or a storage facility on site that can hold some lettuce in it. Because what I'd like to do is just every hour you've got to take the lettuce off of the production side of the greenhouse, and I'd like to have somewhere I can store those until it's time for me to take a full trailer load of them off to the store. So I got to figure that out. Probably put in another warehouse. Oops, my beacon's turned off again. I guess every time you unhook a trailer, the beacons turn off on this thing. And again, I've not run with them for so long. I'm not accustomed to using them, so bear with me on that. I'm trying to get better at using them and doing things the way I should. Being a little more realistic with everything. Alright, last trailer. Of course, if we're being honest about, trailers, you probably wouldn't haul diesel fuel in what was designed to haul slurry in. But somebody modded this to work that way, and that's cool. I'll take it. Beacons are on. There we go. Just so you guys know. Do a little in-cab driving. We haven't done any in a bit. What else is going on? So there's one more little thing that I'll let you in on. And that is, there's more modifications to this map coming. In the video on Saturday where I used the Giants editor to adjust the map, make room for the greenhouse, I alluded to the fact that I might do a little bit more adjusting to the map later on. During the football game that afternoon, I did just that. I went in and I adjusted the map a little bit more. However, it has not been revealed yet because, well, in order to get that, remember what I said, in order to reveal something, I have to advance time 24 hours for it to work. And like I said, I'm trying to find a way for it to work right off the bat, but nothing seems to work and no one seems to have a solution to it. Everybody's had suggestions. Serious Gamer and I talked the other day. He gave me some information about clearing out your i3D cache. That didn't work. There's a lot of different things I've tried to get to work on it. Not been able to find the right solution. Somebody out there probably knows how to do it. and make it work much simpler than the way I'm doing it. But the suggestion that the gentleman gave me about deleting the cultivator and the fruit files, that didn't do it. That just got rid of the bushes and the trees, which was cool because that got rid of foliage that I didn't want on the map, and I really like that and appreciate his tip. I even went as far as to duplicate this entire save game, and then I went in and I deleted every GRLE file and had it rebuild everything, and that still didn't get rid of the grass in spots that hadn't been done. So I'll stick with what I know and what works, and that is make the edit, put the map in place, and then advance time 24 hours and use the cultivator to get rid of the grass, and hopefully that will continue to work for me. Wow, this takes forever to fill this thing up. Quite expensive too, I'm sure. You could be here till Christmas trying to fill this thing up and put 22,000 liters in it. I'm going to put about 5,000 in it, and then we'll go and see how much that actually puts a dent into what you need. Because again, if memory serves me correctly, to quote the original Iron Chef, if any of y'all ever watched that show, he always started out with, "If memory serves me." But yeah, if I remember correctly, it doesn't take but a splash of gas. Alright, so 5,000 liters. We'll drive over here and we'll see what that does with it. So if you look closely right here as we start going in, you'll notice the brown texture underneath the grass. Yeah, I've gone in here and I have gotten rid of, you can see the line right parallel to where I'm at, where I've actually taken the grass out, all back in here. So all this is going to go away, and that way we can add in some tomato greenhouses and some strawberry greenhouses and a few other little things that I'm going to add onto the map, but I'm not going to share all the details right now. There we go. So I can go ahead and hit that button there. Yeah, like I said, it didn't take but 200 liters of gas. So, as I suspected. Alright, so let's walk over here. And at this point, we should have everything that we need. Why does it say the diesel is empty? The diesel is 104%. So this thing should start up. I think this thing takes like a few minutes to get started and actually go into its cycle. But yeah, we'll let it do and see if it doesn't kick over here in just a little bit. Alright, so we got everything ready now. There we go. The generator is running. So this thing should be cooking. Oh, I see lettuce coming out the back of it, so it is working. Nice. It just hasn't started raining, or the sprinklers haven't come on. So we got our first little box of lettuce already started to produce. And I forget what it takes to make a box of lettuce. I want to say it's like 30 minutes to make a box. So if you haven't ever used this particular mod, the generator runs the sprinkler systems, and on cue they started. And they take care of that. Then you've got your diesel and your water and your seeds that grow the lettuce. The lettuce then comes out here in the back off the little conveyor, pops into the little boxes. When this is completely full, the whole system shuts down until you take the lettuce pallet off of the little yellow thing here and move it to somewhere else. And then you sell the lettuce at any wool sell point. That's where I was selling it the last time. And then right here, this coming out, lettuce scraps, I believe it functions as TMR. And you can feed your animals with that. So, anyways, it's something different to do on the farm. So, seeing as we've got a pallet here on this end, we're going to have to get the front end attachment for the case bad boy and have that here. So that will be something that we use on the farm. So we'll be taking care of that. Alright, so we are done here for now. We will go ahead and leave this particular site. Everything should be good on this end of the farm. And we will go start taking a look at fields and see where we're at with all of our different fields. Now, let's see. We had this grass field we need to take a look at and see where it is moisture-wise, and see if it's about ready to be mowed. It should be about ready to be mowed. Alright, so if we take a look at it moisture-wise, ooh, we got plenty of moisture, 72%. So it is fine. It does not need to be touched. And nutrition-wise, we're good right now with it, but again, we'll have to put some more on it. Weed prevention is fine. You remember we put the manure down, so we're watching the moisture content. The moisture shouldn't fall for another day or two, because we should be getting that 14% a day off of the manure that was placed on it. Interesting that I have these places that haven't hardly grown right here, but where I have the where my tram lines are, it looks like the grass is popped, the original grass. Well, I guess that's why, because the original grass is popped through where the tram lines are, and the growing grass is here. So this is grass that we're actually growing. So I guess that's the difference. Alright, so we know where that's at. So we don't have to mess with that. If we look at the growth states on that, in here we will see that growing wise, well, that field is ready to harvest, so we can go ahead and mow that grass and harvest it. It is actually good to go. So we keep that in mind. We now got one more task to do, and that is come mow grass. Still haven't moved all the grass mowing equipment over here. We'll be doing that. We'll be bringing over the mowers. I will be picking up a copy of the Oxbow, and we'll use it a little bit on the field as well, and take advantage of it. Alright, this is our cornfield here. Let's run through it real quick, like Julie Andrews, and sing a song. 43% basically, so this one needs a little bit of water. Nutrient wise, nitrogen is good, the pK is really low. You know what, instead of spraying water on this, we're going to spray pK on this. We'll get the moisture content off of it, and we'll boost our pK level up to 5, and that will be good for us, because we need to get that pK level coming on up. So we'll put a little pK into field 20. Keep it in mind that when you spray pK as itself, you get 3 values out of it, instead of when you spray in pK, you get 3 nitrogen and only 2 your potassium, and so that's the deal. Or you only get 1. Alright, so we'll head back over here to the farm. We'll check out our other fields, see what they need, and yeah, then we'll go from there. I guess every time I get out of the vehicle is when the beacons go out. Because I got out of it to check that field, and now they're not working. Alright. So we check this field here, and let's see, moisture looks good on it. 56%, that's about where we need to be. 57, yeah. Again, nutrients look good on the nitrogen side of it. But we are, like PK's, getting around 3. I'd like to be at 5, but I don't know if it's worth doing. Well, really, ultimately, you want it to be at 4. You want the PK to be at 4. You know what? I'm going to do this one in PK as well. We'll just take a roll of dice and take a chance at getting that PK level up a little bit. Alright. So, back to the back 40. And see what these other 2 fields look like. We also need to haul some wool off, because we have plenty of wool, and I need to get that hauled off. So much to do. Alright, send that rolling. And we check out this field, and it is close. 47%, but it hits in the 50s and some of the areas as well. 5 and 4. Let's see. That one's going to come down a little bit. It might need a little more nitrogen in it, but we'll hold off on any craziness with it right now. Let's just leave it where it's at. And then this field here, 5 and 4, 7, 5, and in the 50s. So it'll get a dose of water. Alright, so the game plan I'm thinking then, just looking at the numbers and where everything's at. My PK is kind of low in field 4 and field 20, so I'll spray PK on those. And then on these 2 fields, the moisture content needs to a dose of moisture for them to keep them in the range where they should be. So I think what we'll do is we'll put a little moisture on these 2 fields in the form of water, and then in 40 and in 4 and 20 we will put ourselves a little bit of the good stuff in there, the PK, and we'll see how that goes. Alright, so we'll run over here and get our sprayer, and we're going to do a little bit of spraying to wrap up this video today. Alright, so let's get first person view, fire this up, and we will get going. So we need to charge this back on up, which means I need to select that, hit that, get it filling up. Alrighty, and then we need to select what we're going to spray with, and again we're going to start spraying water first. So I'm going to go ahead and select over to the water, and we'll head over and hit field number 7 first. Then we'll hit 6, 4, and 20, and then the last thing we don't need to do anything with the other field. Alright, so time to turn GPS on as always and bring up our menu, and we are going to dial up field number 7, and we'll select our route for field 7. Go ahead, come on around here. There we go, and we'll unfold our implement. And as soon as it gets out, we will be ready to roll. Alright. So the quest for a new map has begun, and I'll share with you my thoughts on that. I'm by no means tired of this map. I still think there's a lot to do on it, but I do tend to try to keep the content that I do different than everybody else. I like to be a little bit more unique than not be doing the same thing that everybody else is doing, right? Because you can see this map, you know, you see if everybody's doing Colborough, everybody's doing Colborough. If everybody's doing Manchester, everybody's doing Manchester. So I've always tried to find that map that nobody else is doing videos on, and doing those, and it kind of sets me aside from other people. The reason I came to Manchester to do Manchester was the Soul mod. It had the Soul mod on it, and I really liked that. I wanted to learn the Soul mod. I wanted to up my game per se, and the Soul mod was where it was for me, because I wanted to challenge myself and do something new. With that said, seems like everybody's starting to play Manchester all of a sudden, and while no one's doing the Soul mod, it's still everybody is doing Manchester, and that's cool, but that means I'm not doing something different now. And, you know, as I said, I like to be doing something different. And, you know, bringing you guys something that you can't see everywhere else. And, you know, now all of a sudden, Landy's been playing Manchester. Recon's been playing Manchester. Banky told me last night that he is now playing Manchester. It just seems like everybody's doing it. And, you know, that's within the circle, and that's the thing, is we share a lot of the same viewers in our community, and so with them doing Manchester and me doing Manchester and everything, it feels like it's time to maybe make a change, and look for something else. Maybe not do Manchester every single day. Find that farm that we can do, you know, several times a week, and do Manchester a couple of days a week, because and then I just maybe play it more on the outside by myself, you know, just to keep it going, and then we revisit it every so often. But, you know, which is sort of don't want. I have mixed emotions on it, you know. I do my own thing anyways. Somebody left me a note that said I copy Landy Kid, which is sort of funny. But I like to do my own thing, and I am me, and I do my thing different than everybody else does. But I do know we do share a lot of the same viewers, and so I want to have something that's a little bit different than what everybody else is doing. And so don't be surprised if the new map pops up and we start doing that. So I do know that, you know, of course, later on this week, in 3 days, we're going to start the Russian map, which is going to be something, you know, that could be very short-lived. I don't know that that's going to be a long-term thing, the Russian map, because it is, like I said, I'm doing it more of the sense of I'm doing it because people are going to want to see what the content looks like before they decide whether they go out and spend their money on the DLC. And so I'm doing that more as a service to you guys. But if the map's horrible and not really interesting, then it may go by the wayside real quick, and we won't do hardly any content on it. Probably thinking, Moose, why do you keep folding this in and out? Why didn't you cut the ends of the field? Because you did that originally. I can't see the tram line, so, you know, why do it when I can't even see the tram lines? If the tram lines were blatantly honest, I would. Or obvious. Why did I say honest? If they were blatantly obvious, I would do it, but I I can't hardly see them. So I did, like I said, every time I do multiplayer, and this is another thing people ask me about multiplayer and stuff, I really don't like to do multiplayer except with the people that I know, and do it with consistently, and that way we can keep all the files updated and have the same mods and everything. But I guess, again, Recon had some issues, so he got Landy to give him all of his mods so he didn't have to go download stuff. And so he just basically copied Landy's mod folder and used it. Well, in the process, apparently Landy hasn't updated a lot of mods in a long time. So in order to play the game yesterday, I had to go back and get some versions of mods that are much older than what I play. And it's really frustrating to me because they don't work the same as what I had. And it's sort of a pain. One of which is HUD Hider is out of date. Their version is they're like on version 1 of HUD Hider, and I was on like version 2.4, so that was sort of a little bit frustrating. I have to go back to that. My no collision cam is messed up because of that, so there's a few mods I got to go back in and put my versions of them back in and just make backups of those versions, so when we do multiplayer again I can use theirs. But it's yeah, having to go back and use older versions when you're used to using the newer ones is sort of things don't work the same as what you're used to, you know what I mean? And again, that's the reason why I try to limit who I play multiplayer with. Alright, we'll fold that up, back up a little bit here. So we just put that whole rack in there for for farm implements for the front end loader. I'm gonna have to move that rack over to the other farm. Alright, so reset that to MPK, refill. While that's doing that, let's take a look at our supplies for our animals, and we will start with the beef. And we have 2 that are ready to be slaughtered. Productivity is 100%, 3,000 mixed rations, plenty of water, plenty of straw, so we are good to go. Don't we have a high demand? Oh, that's another thing I gotta look at. Did I miss that high demand? Excuse me for a second, guys. Let me look. There was a high demand for sugar beets, I thought, that popped up. And I bet we missed it. I bet I missed it when I was doing all that stuff with the, there's sugar beets. Yeah, we missed it. Oh well. What made me think of that was I'm at 100% production on my animals over there, and yet I haven't given them any oops. Oh, y'all saw that, didn't you? You saw that, right? I pulled off and I hadn't changed the fertilizer because I got thinking about more than one thing. Anyways, what made me think about that was looking at it, I haven't given them any earth fruits or any roots. No potatoes, no sugar beets, and yet they're at 100% production on there. So change that to water. So I don't know if y'all can hear it outside. The wind is just whipping up. The storm front that was in Texas and produced all that rain in Texas is now moving through the area. I got the windows open so I can enjoy a nice refreshing breeze in the house at night. This time of year I love it here because I can do just that. And yeah. Alright, so we dial this as usual down to 26. Open up our implement. Make our turn here. Oh, come on. There we go, lock into place. And as soon as we are locked out, we will go. Yeah, the wind is just whipping outside. Alright. Good sleeping weather when the wind's making all that noise. I don't know about y'all, I love all those noises when I'm sleeping. Like if I have to have a fan running just to hear the hum of the fan. And really, this is even crazier. When I sleep now, I actually have an old iPad, or not an iPad, but an old what is it? Not iTunes or whatever it is. The little, you know, the little music player, iPod. Thank you. Going blank. I have an old iPod that I don't use for anything other than to sleep. I have a loop of just rain on a tin roof that runs continuously on a loop, and when I get ready to go to bed, I put my earplugs in and turn that on, and I go to sleep. And fire trucks could be parked out in front of my house, and I'm not going to hear a thing other than that. That is all I'm listening to when I sleep. And it's great because it drowns everything out. It drowns out the garbage trucks, the fire trucks, because I live not far from a fire station. And so when the fire trucks get a call and they go out, you hear it in the house every time. It doesn't really bother you because you get used to it after a while, but at first it was kind of like, am I going to have to listen to that all the time? But I like that sound. When it's raining, always open the windows up. When the wind's blowing like that, always open the windows up. I'm sure most of y'all do things like that as well. Alright, so dial this down to field number 6. And we will go ahead and turn off the sprayer, make our turn, lock up 6, make our turn again. There we go. And begin spraying. So pretty good. So this might be just a little bit over an hour as far as our video today. Because I do want to wrap up spraying the last couple of fields, but we'll resume with the rest of it after that. So tomorrow's video will most likely be a little bit of mowing grass, and probably we'll harvest some fruit, we'll mow some grass, we'll check on our lettuce production, and we'll see where that day goes. We'll have to be a little more, now that we've got the lettuce growing, or the greenhouse working, we have to be a little bit more reserved on fast tracking time, because you can't just, once you start doing that, you can't be fast tracking time 24 hours at a time. You have to sort of hold back a little bit, you know, fast forward an hour, and then go unload your lettuce, fast forward an hour, go unload your lettuce. Because the thing about that particular mod is once the lettuce, once the load point there fills up, the whole system shuts down if you don't get the lettuce off of that trigger point. So if you just fast forward like 10 hours at a time, you lose out on a whole lot of production time. The wheel noise on this is funny. It's the same wheel noise on asphalt as it is on hardpack. You run out of the grass and you immediately get that noise. It's kind of funny. Alright, so we're going to switch over to PK, and we'll load up with that. Oops, I need to go to NPK. Use your brain there, Moose. So we'll get a little NPK. Once that is completely loaded up, we'll switch over to PK, and then we'll head over to field number 4, and we will make our spray there. Come on. Toin! Alright. Field number 4. And we did cut this one short, so we will be driving the tram lines on this one. And we'll shoot that out. And we will dial up field number 4 on the old GPS here. Select that. Lock that in. Give it a little gas. And we will start spraying. And for those who are just joining us, just to recap what we're headed for with these fields, all the corn for the most part is going to go to the BGA. We're going to harvest it up, take it over, we're going to make some silage, and then once we get the silage done, we are going over to the BGA and make some money. Because we have spent quite a bit recently. So it's time to recoup a little bit. Seems like our course slid downhill a little bit. I am not following the same course that I did before. It has slid down the hill just a tad. Interesting. Let's look at this line. This line's going to be off as well. Huh. That's odd. I must have made a mistake. I must have like moved it or something and by accident and saved it. I do make that mistake sometimes, but oh well, I have to deal with it. When we get to the end of this field, it's where it looks like a drunk drove through the field because I swerved all over the place. I got to be wiser about my spraying, and instead of trying to get 100% spray down, you know, just forget about the little corners when I make my turns and just make the turns. Alright, DPS is off, and we'll follow the tram line here. There we go. I know, it's really bad. Alright, not horrible. Crookeder than a snake's back. So, I hope you guys found that Giants Editor video interesting and useful. You know, I really didn't go into detail on Giants Editor because, again, I'm still learning it myself. But, you know, doing just little minor changes, taking a tree out, taking some bushes out here or there. Somebody even said in the video comments that the video gave them the knowledge that they need to go into Coleborough and take those pesky trees out of the fields in Coleborough, and that's a great idea because those trees are annoying. Get rid of them and be done with all that. But anyways, I hope it just gave you some information that you can find useful. Again, the ultimate thing that you want to do with any kind of map editing is get it done before you start a game. And that way you don't have any issues with trying to manipulate everything. As long as you do a fresh game save, you're alright. Okay, so let's go ahead and dial up. Start working on getting that ready. And make our turn here. This turn was a little bit better. It wasn't quite as drunk. The whole theory behind that is exaggerate your turns a little bit. That way you get full coverage all the way in the corners. But, you know, at some point you have to say, was that worth what I lost in the extra damage that I did to the crop? Probably not. Alright, 24 is the next one that we're going to be locking in. So I'll go ahead and disable GPS and drive the rest of this on my own. Go ahead and enable that course. Make my turn, lock it in, and we'll finish up the spray. Alright, one more spray and we'll be done with the video. So like I said, tomorrow's video, it's 7:30 in the morning, day 3. There is plenty of work that we can do around the farm. So we can haul wool, we can pick fruit, we'll have some lettuce that needs to be tended to. There is grass to mow and be collected. So there is lots to do on the farm. So that'll be in our next video. And like I said, I'm trying to get to the point where we have some things to do other than just plant all the time, you know. Alright. And then we'll leave forestry to the forestry map. Now, of course, in real life, you wouldn't want to be traveling at all while you're trying to fold in your booms, but in the sense of keeping the video that much shorter, yeah, I go ahead and shortcut that. Alright, so we're going to load up with PK once again, and we're going to head down to field 20 and spray that. And we should be good to go at that point. Alright, so turn our beacons on, adjust over for PK. There we go. And we'll head out. Maybe I saw that high demand for sugar beets tomorrow. And because I've told you guys before, I do some testing ahead of time just to see how things are. And when I was manipulating the map to put the greenhouses in and see how everything worked out, I had fast tracked to the next day to make sure that everything is right on the area that I made the adjustments on as far as the map for where I want to put the next set of greenhouses. And it might have been when I did that I saw that there was a high demand for sugar beets. That might have been where it was. Oh man, I did the same thing that I did the last time. Did the same thing. Got used to going to that other farm, and I passed right by the entrance to the field that we actually want to go into, so. All right. So let's get that folded out. We will go ahead and dial up field 20 now. Load in that spray pattern for it. We'll get our last little bit of spraying done for today. Y'all are probably getting tired of spraying videos, aren't you? But that's what the Soul mod is. It's a lot of spraying. You got to get used to it. Alright, spray out. And we are on our way. Let's see, what else? If you didn't notice on the live streams, I have set up a schedule for live streaming I am going to go ahead and try to stick with, which is going to be Wednesdays, Fridays, and Saturdays, 7 to 9 o'clock, 2-hour stream each night. If it goes a little bit over, it goes a little bit over, but for the most part, we'll shoot for 2 hours. So that is my goal. Sunday night streams are just, if they happen, they happen. It's at the... depends on what Recon and people like that are doing. If they want to stream, I'll stream with them. And then, of course, you know, I might do some other streams during the week. Just depends on what's going on. But hopefully I'll get some extra videos out this week. I'm recording this now, getting it done. I do intend on doing like a Euro truck video. Hopefully later on, when I have some time today to do some Euro truck. If it storms all day, I'll have plenty of time to do videos. Just depends on how much rain we get today and how much that limits me from doing other activities around the house here. But yeah. See, I did these nice turns on these. I think I gave up on the whole idea of trying to get all the corners 100% covered on this. I'd rather have that little section, you know, not be sprayed than to have a whole bunch of death by tractor. So that corner doesn't yield as much. It's better to yield not as much than to nothing at all, because the tractor tires ran all over it. So probably do a couple of mod reviews this week. I haven't done one on that Emily Botus. I need to do that. If you guys watched the live stream on Friday night, you saw me use it. I do need to do a mod review on that. I'm going to take a look at Serious Gamer's trailers this week for him, and then There's a couple other mods that I found interesting that I may give a look at and see what they're about. They're probably not things that I'm gonna use in the game, but they did look interesting, so I might give them a shot, see what they're like. But there'll definitely be some there'll be some Euro truck this week, some spin tires this week. I think I'm gonna do a two-parter on flood. Like do a maybe even a 3-4-parter. Might do just a series on flood where I do like 30 minutes or 45 minutes on each section of flood, and then just go from there. And then probably do a little more fishing. I think I want to go back and redo all my Fishing Planet videos and just focus on each zone, because somebody to bring up, I haven't done a Fishing Planet video for Florida, so I'll probably need to go and do a Florida Fishing Planet video and mess with that. So there's a few things I need to do this week. So we'll try to get that done. And at some point this week, if I get time, I do want to try to update LSPDFR and revisit it and see what's going on in that game. You know, I miss just blatantly shooting people. There is something rewarding about it. Stop. Don't run, really. Stop. Don't run. Okay, I'm gonna shoot you. Boom, you're dead. I shoot so many people in that game, it's not even funny. I'm the worst cop ever. How many times have I pulled out and shot somebody thinking I had the taser out, and then I actually shot them? I'm horrible at that game. Alright, so everything in our grass field is good. It is ready to harvest, so we don't need to spray it right now. So I can return this guy back to the main farm. And then we'll jump over. Last thing we'll do in this video is check the status of our lettuce, and then we'll call it a video. And if I'm looking at the clock and I got my times right, this is a really long video compared to what I thought it was going to be. So I do apologize. I might need to split it up into 2 pieces. And I will probably, if I don't, I'll probably get some complaints from people. Man, that video's way too long. But again, it's one of those things where when you start doing something, you know, I want to get it completed and not actually just stop. I think I started about 2:30 my time, so if it's really coming up on 4 a.m., the video is a little bit longer than I expected it to be, so I do apologize for that. If you're still watching. Alright, so whip this thing around here and pull it into its little cubby hole. Alright, beacons off, power off on that, and let's do a little tabbing around, get over here to this farm, and we'll take a quick run around and see what we got going on back here. This farm to have been dead is now looking like it's actually coming to life. Alright, so this baby is running over here. Things are starting to look good. We've got about, in that hour, we got half a pallet of lettuce. So things are starting to come along. And we got a little bit of whatever that is coming out of there. I forget how that qualifies. Whether it qualifies as silage or qualifies as TMR. But I know you can give it to your animals. So yeah. Let's take a look at the old help panel here. And it'll tell us what our production stats are. The Greenhouse Master. Let's see. We've used a little bit of seed. And diesel's fine. We've used about 500 liters of fertilizer. And about 700 liters of water. So, looking good. We're only 41% on our lettuce pallet. So, about halfway done on it. So, it's about a 2-hour production run on the lettuce, I think, is what it was. So, not bad. We are getting there. Starting to look good. Like I said, we'll get this cleared out. And I think eventually I may add the Rosenthaler seed and fertilizer generator over here somewhere. But all this will go away. We're going to put a big, right here, we're going to put a big tomato greenhouse. Then over in that area and back in there, we'll probably put some strawberry greenhouses in. That'll give us some use for our manure. And then we can go from there. So, lots to do, lots to do. There's always updates that we can make to the farm. So, anyways, hope you guys enjoyed the video today. If you did, go ahead and like that for me. It helps me out a lot. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do. We just reached 7,000 subscribers. And, wow, that's awesome. Thank y'all so much for subscribing and watching and supporting this channel. It means the world to me. Keeps me doing silly things like recording videos at 4 o'clock in the morning. So, and as long as you guys keep demanding them and you guys are enjoying them, I'll keep making them. So, thanks for watching, guys. Y'all have a great day, and I will see you in our next video. Until then, bye-bye. Stay safe. See you soon.